Hello, Pastor Schuyler, Berean Baptist Church. It's a quiet Thursday afternoon here, and I'm just wrapping up my sermons for the weekend. I thought I would share something that may not make it into the final notes in the Sunday evening message, actually. Sunday morning, we're going to be in the Gospel of Matthew, looking at the feeding of the 5,000 in Matthew 14. And Sunday evening, we're going to look at one of the Old Testament stories that informs that event. Elisha also feeds people by multiplying bread in 2 Kings chapter 4. And 2 Kings chapter 4 also has one of the most powerful, one of the coolest stories in the Bible. And I want to share a thought with you from that, 2 Kings chapter 4. We meet this woman. We don't know her name, but I call her the Lady of Shunum. She's this wise woman, a woman of some authority and influence, a kind of matron of her clan. She reminds us a lot of Abigail and of Elizabeth, these women of wisdom and faith and virtue. She supports Elisha in his ministry, and Elisha and his servant Gehazi want to do something nice for her. So they ask her, hey, what can we do for you? Can we put in a good word for you with the local generals in the army or with the king? And she responds in this very wise, courtly manner and says, I am dwelling with my people. And what she means by this is, I have everything I want. I am content. I am satisfied with my tribe. There's nothing that kings and generals can give me that I want or need. But there is one thing the Lady of Shunum lacks, a son. Elijah and his servant Gehazi kind of figure that out, and by the power of God, she conceives a son. The boy grows up, and now she is truly full. She has everything that someone could want. And the boy tragically dies when he's a young man. Now, when she was told that she was going to conceive a son, apparently she had been trying for a long time. And she told Elisha and Gehazi, don't deceive me, don't mock me. She didn't believe it would happen. Kind of like Sarai, kind of like Elizabeth. She wasn't quite sure about it. Really, perhaps I should say more like Zacharias, Elizabeth's husband. But she believes in God, she's pious, she supports the ministry, but she's a little bit cynical, a little bit jaded. She has a hard time believing that she could be blessed in this way. And then in the time of life, about a year later, the boy grows up, and then tragically, suddenly he dies. And that's where the story takes a really interesting turn. You see, the most interesting stories are the stories of conversion, the stories about how a person is changed. And that's this story, the story of the Lady of Shunum in 2 Kings chapter 4. Because when the boy dies, she takes him and she lays him out in the house, and then she goes to her husband and tells her husband, prepare a donkey for me to ride on, provisions for a journey, and somebody to take me on this journey, one of the young men who can defend her on the road. This is strange counsel, to take the road, to go on a journey, to do whatever it is she's doing. And we learn that she is going to find the prophet. Her husband asks her about this. Why are you going to find the prophet? What do you expect he's going to be able to do for us? And she responds in one word. Usually in an English translation, it's translated something like, it's going to be okay, or all is well, while her son is lying dead in the next room. In Hebrew, she responds with just one word, peace, shalom. And then she takes her journey. She goes and she finds the prophet. You see, the lady of Shunum has been changed. Years ago, when they told her, you will have a son, beyond all hope, beyond all expectation, you will have a son, she didn't want to believe it for hope and fear. But she had the boy. And now, as the story goes, that the boy has died, she has concluded, she has come to the conviction that by the power of God, the prophet can raise this boy from the dead. And so that is how she is changed. And tell you what, I'll let you read the chapter to see what happens, to see if she's rewarded for her conviction. But the story of the change of the Lady of Shunum is one of the most powerful in the Bible. And it shows us how God works in people gradually over time. We're not perfect, far from it. And yet God continues to work, continues to change, continues to convert us and to bring us to deeper and better faith. I hope that's helpful to you. I would encourage you, read 2 Kings chapter 4, read Matthew chapter 14 as you prepare your hearts to meet with God this weekend at Berean. God bless.